Hey guys, Master Thorn here with The Edge, and I want to talk about our self-confidence. Week 4, it's our final video we're going to put out this month about this. We kind of talked about what self-confidence is, what we can really do with it, our posture, how we stand, positions we can do to kind of build up just our own self-confidence and ourself, music, other things like that, setting goals, trying to set accomplishable goals so we can start to kind of work our way up from there. And again, if you haven't watched our goal setting videos, watch those because it really talks about the right way to go about getting goals. Thinking positive, finding your strengths, finding things you've done in the past you can kind of build up and go off of. The next thing is I want you to think of what a positive and what a self-confidence person looks like, right? And how they act. And one of the things that I see is people with a lower self-confidence level tend to not be able to admit when they do something wrong, right? And we have obviously some different things we could talk about in this area. Something I want to talk about though is your ability to admit when you're wrong or you failed. Okay? When you have self-confidence, you're able to acknowledge your failures publicly in front of other people when you're talking, right? And to yourself. Sometimes we want to put blame on why we failed or why we didn't get something on someone else or something else, because then we feel like it's out of our control because we don't want to tell ourselves we weren't good enough, right? And part of having self-confidence is believing that you are good enough. But sometimes we have to just acknowledge, I did not do this right. I'm willing to accept that, but next time I'm going to, right? Again, that positive thinking. I need you to set goals and accomplish goals. This way you know you can, and you know that you will, so that you'll set them. But then when we make a mistake, we need to take a step back and say, I made a mistake. I didn't accomplish this goal. I did this wrong. I said the wrong thing, right? Whatever it might be. I need you to admit that. Confident people will admit when they're wrong, and then they'll move right on to the next thing because we don't have a fear that admitting we're wrong means we can't. It also doesn't mean we won't. It just means we didn't, right? Everyone's going to fail at something. Everyone's going to fail at a goal. Everyone's going to fail at a task. Everyone's going to say something they shouldn't. Everyone's going to do something they shouldn't, right? It doesn't mean they're going to continue to do that. It doesn't mean we're going to continue to fail. It doesn't mean I'm ever going to fail the same way. When it comes to tournaments, I entered hundreds of tournaments. I probably lost more tournaments than most people will ever have the opportunity to enter in their life. I also won more tournaments than most people will probably enter. But it's those failures that I took upon myself to figure out how to stop losing, right? The reason I won is I lost a lot. I lost a lot, right? If you think you've lost, I lost more than you and worse. But in doing so, I learned my failures. I learned what I did wrong. I didn't train right? I didn't prepare the night before. I didn't train the week before. I didn't have a bit of knowledge. I moved wrong. I anticipated wrong. I figured out all my wrongs. And admitting those wrongs to myself forced me to come back to the school and fix them. So a big part of building your confidence and your ability to do something is understanding that you will fail, but you have to accept that. And you can't say, I lost because of judge. I lost because of the competitor. I came back to school over time and said, I lost because I didn't do something. But I'm going to go and I'm going to fix that. I'm going to set a new goal of getting better at that skill or getting that knowledge or that situation. And then I'm going to go back out. I'm going to win because I'm going to fix it. So that's something I want to talk about. Part of being confident doesn't mean that you never accept failure. Doesn't mean that you never have a negative thought about what's going on. It just means that it happens. You understand it's negative, but then you move on right away. So as you build this self-confidence, I don't want you to be arrogant. I don't want you to be blind to mistakes. But I want you to understand that the mistakes are okay to admit. It's okay to have the understanding you're not doing something right. But I want you to admit that. When you can start to admit to yourself you're making these mistakes and then positively put it into your next goal and with confidence approach that next goal with the right attitude to get it, you're going to really start to succeed. So this is your new goal. Right? Set your goals. Own your failures on the goals if you have them. Have the confidence that you will fix it and then take and make the modified or modifications that you need to these current goals to reattack them, to do it again. And it might take you a couple tries, but as long as you're every time learning from it, you're going to get it. Every time you see that you can get another goal, even in the face of like failure or difficulty or whatever it might be, that's going to build your confidence because you're going to know that you can start to overcome anything. Once you can start to overcome anything, you have the belief you can do anything. Okay? These are things I want you to work on. It's not something you're going to do overnight. It's going to be a process. At the end of it, though, you're going to be a much more confident person. You're going to accomplish much more. Be more willing to go out and try other things. Life's just going to get better. Again, Master Thorn with Edge Martial Arts. Hope you take these things and give them a try.